Yeah, Coach, do you get a little fired up yourself when there's going to be so many great running backs on the field at the same time?
Absolutely, I get fired up every time I take the field.
What do you see in Derrick Henry? And do you wonder if Chubb is going to be extra motivated, even though he's not saying he is, to play against him?
Believe Chubb, when he said he's not, that doesn't motivate him. Going to practice motivate Nick's. Anytime he take the field, he's motivated, regardless of who else is there. But Derrick Henry is a great back, no question about that. I see the same thing in Derrick that I see in Nick. Just looking at those guys coming out of college, just a short area, quickness and lateral movement those guys has is unbelievable. Watching Derrick coming out of college, I didn't want to see the games in which he had 150 or 200 yards. I wanted to see the games in which he had 50 yards or 30 yards to see how he played. And he showed you that he had short area quickness, lateral movement, and of course the ability to take it to the distance. And that's the same thing Nick has. He's just not as big.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marla. Nate Ulrich is next.
Hey, Coach. What does it say about Nick Chubb, and what does it take for a running back to come back from that MCL and play the way he's played?
Dedication. It also takes a great support medical staff, weight room staff, and the player doing everything and trusting the process of getting back. And I think all three of those components we have here in place, and Nick, believe in him.
Thank you, Nate. Scott Petrick will go to you.
Hey, Stump, you have this 1-2 punch with Nick and Kareem. How do you decide who to use when?
Well, both of those guys are starting running backs. Coach Stefanski knows exactly what he wants done. He knows how many carries he wants each of those guys to have. And they know when they're tired, they'll raise their hand and go in. So it's just a matter of keeping a track of the number of carries each one of those guys have.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Dan Lobby will go to you.
Hey, Coach. Scott actually just asked my question, but I'll add this. Is it unique to have two guys that talented, like just so willing to share the load? And why? What is it about them that makes them able to do that?
I think the respect of the game, knowing that every play is important. So going out and working hard. And also knowing that if you come out of the game, you have someone in that can go and get the job done just as well, if not better.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. We'll go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, a couple things real quick. How much of a rallying cry is it for you guys, to say when we have a 4th and 1 or when we're in a goal line sequence, we've got to make that yard? I mean, have you guys been kind of kicking yourselves or hammering that home the last couple weeks?
We haven't been as successful as we would like to be, but all of those are behind us. We're moving forward, and I think we'll be much more successful.
Okay, and then the other thing is, how fired up would you be if both of those guys were able to get 1,000 yards this season? And do you kind of pump them up and get talking about that at all?
Well, I've been fired up. That's going to happen. I knew that was going to happen before the season started. That was our goal. So that's going to happen. It's just a matter of what game it's going to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. We'll go back to Marla Ridenour.
Why are you so confident that's going to happen? I mean, especially with Nick missing 4 games.
It doesn't matter. That's Nick. He can miss 4 games or 1,000 yards. We're talking Nick. It doesn't matter. He's fresher now. He's going to do what he needs to do. The offensive line is doing a heck of a job. The tight ends and the wide receivers, and of course, Coach Stefanski is doing a heck of a job of calling the plays. So it's just a matter of time. We're looking now for that next win. 1,000 yards to come.
Are Mac and Biner texting you?
I think they've been texting Nick and Kareem.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Marla. Nate Ulrich has our next question.
Head coach, what does it mean for your group to get Andy Janovich back?
It means a lot. AB going over and getting Andy from Denver and bringing him here, knowing Coach Stefanski wanted a fullback, was a heck of a transaction for us and now for him to come in and play the way he's played, just it's great having your best players back. That's what everyone wants, and now we got him as well as Miles back and a couple other guys, so we feel good.
Thank you, Nate. Jeff Shadell, you're up.
Could you kind of really explain your role on game day? Because Kevin has said several times that I guess you decide what back is in there for whatever play. And so go through that process, please.
Well, we know Kareem is a third down back. Okay, he's a third down back. And Nick is our starter right now. But again, we're trying to keep everybody fresh. If Nick has a few carries and long runs, I'll probably take him out and put Kareem in. Those guys do not care if the ball is on the 1 yard line. If I think they're tired, they're okay with coming out of the ball game. So just their attitude makes my job a heck of a lot easier. And knowing how Coach Stefanski wants to have both of those guys fresh makes it easy as well.
Thank you, Jeff. Marla Reitner has our next question.
Yeah, Kareem is kind of overshadowed in all this, but does he really have a special nose for the end zone?
He does. Kareem is a tough guy. He's not as big as Derrick Henry, but he's powerful. Kareem thinks he's the best athlete in the world, period.
And when he goes in the air, do you almost hold your breath?
He's going to do whatever he has to do in order to try to score. That's just who he is. He understands that you're not going to get many opportunities down in the red zone. So when he gets an opportunity, he's going to try to do whatever he can to get in the end zone.
Thanks, Marla. Back to Jeff Shadell.
So, Stump, the follow-up to that question I asked about changing the backs in and out if Nick gets tired or whatever. So do you have to change the play calls for each back, or are they just interchangeable as far as that goes?
No, they're interchangeable. They can do exactly the same thing the other guy. Kareem may be a better route runner, but so far, Nick has definitely improved on that. His hands has gotten better. He works on them every day. So it doesn't matter. We don't worry for the most part about what plays are being called. It's just on third down situations. If Kareem is capable of going, he will. When we ran the screen the last play for us to seal the game, Kareem was actually supposed to be in the ball game. I told him to go in. He started going on the field, and then his back tightened up. Nick started to come off. Kareem came out, so I sent Nick back in, and he made the play. So in situations, they know when they're going to be in the game. Both of them are starters. We trust both of them to get the job done, so it's not a big issue.